Hello, I'm Alex. I run the Creation Station in the Sevenoaks and South London area. Today's video is going to show you how you can use pieces of scrap paper, newspaper, any type of paper really, and turn them into some great gift bags and sachets. To make a simple paper bag from a piece of recycled paper, you could use newspaper, brown wrapping paper, gift paper, anything really. You just need a rectangle of any size. Now the size you use will make a difference to the size of bag. So this piece is a little bit longer than A4 and will make a bag about half that width. You'll see when we start doing the folding how it shrinks sideways. So the first thing we need to do is to take one side. I'm left-handed, so I'm taking left side over to right. If you're right-handed, you'll probably be taking right side over to left. And I'm just going to take that over, but not completely to the other side, leaving about 2 centimeters down the side here, which is about a thumb's width. And having folded it there, made sure that the edges at the top are nice and neat, I'm then going to put a crease in. Don't forget, if putting a crease with your finger is a little bit tricky, you can always use a ruler and just slide that along. We're then going to turn the paper around because it's much easier to use your dominant hand for this. Or in fact, you might want to turn it facing you like this. And you're then going to fold that section that you left open over the other piece. And again, we're going to put a nice crease on there and use our ruler if we need to. We're then going to take a glue stick, or you could use white glue and a spreader, and we're just going to put glue all the way along that piece we just folded. And then turn that back over and glue it down. And again, if you need to, just run the ruler along for that gluing process. So we've now made a paper tube. The next part, turn it back so it's portrait to you, and it doesn't matter which side the join is. And we're going to fold a piece up from the bottom. Depending how deep this piece is, will make a difference to the bottom of your bag. So if you want a shallow bag for a small gift, then just fold a small piece up. If you want a deeper base to your bag for a bigger item, then fold a larger piece up. I'm going to fold a larger piece because that's going to be easier for you to see. So we're just folding that up again and putting that crease across there. The next part is to open that, and we're putting this little fold in. Do you see how as I flicked it open there, this side wants to come in and square off? So we're going to do that. And again, use your ruler if you need to. And the other side is also ready to do that. So that almost takes itself into the right position just by opening up the paper. So we've got these nice creased pieces here. And if we fold that back down, we can see what we've actually done is fold that triangle in from the two sides. So open that back up again. The bottom piece, we're going to fold. It's got to go beyond the opening because this is going to seal the bottom of our bag. And if we don't go beyond the opening, we're going to have a hole in the bottom of our bag. So we're just going to fold that up beyond that opening. And again, it doesn't matter too much how far. We're not measuring on this. It's not an exact science. And then we're going to fold the other piece down and you'll see that it's overlapping. And again, Use your ruler if you need to. So let's open that flap up and that flap up. And we've got these triangles on both sides here. We're going to put some glue on those two triangles at the bottom there. And then just fold those back up again and smooth them down. So we're sealing that piece to the rest of the bag. Now on the top piece, we don't want to over glue. So again, we're going to do those little triangles and then a little piece along here so that when it comes down, it's only this middle piece that's being glued. We don't need to glue all of that base. So our two little triangles with some glue and then just run a piece along the top there. And then folding that down and gluing that in place. And again, if you want to get a nice firm pressure on it, use your ruler. So you can see we've now created the base of our bag. And if we pop our hand in there, we can then gently open it up. And you can see it's almost bag shaped. But we just need to do this last piece to put the pleat in the side, which will give the bag the ability to expand. So we have it back like this. And you can see we've got a triangle here. We're going to fold it along the line to square that triangle off. You see how I've just done that? It's a little bit like the back of an envelope, this bit. So we've squared off that corner. I'm going to turn it round. We're going to do the same on this side, just squaring off that corner. Again, don't panic if you don't quite get an absolute right angle in the corner. We're not measuring anything here. And now just to make sure that is really scored, I'm going to turn the whole thing over and I'm going to fold them back on themselves, just to make sure that we've got those folds in nicely. There. So we've got those two flaps now. So now we've got to do the trickery. I'm just going to turn it back around so I can do this one left-handed, because what we now need to do is to fold that in. It's a little bit origami, a little bit tricky here. So I've made it a nice square corner by opening it up, and we're going to fold that middle one in on itself and bring that top one, this is where you almost wish you had four hands, bring that top one over and down to the other side. So you can see, if I just lift that bit up for you, you can see we've inverted it, but we've got the two edges now together. And we just bring those all the way along and put a nice crease in them. You see? And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So this is a little trickier for me, being right-hand side. I'm just going to open up our bag and get that nice, I said it was a little bit trickier, get that nice square corner. You might find that you want to get a friend to help you do this bit if you are more dominant on one hand than the other, or if you've got a hand that isn't working as well as your other hand. So perhaps you can work with your partner, and if one of you's left-handed, you can do the left-handed folds. If one of you's right-handed, you can do all the right-handed folds. It's got to be a way of helping each other on this one. So then we're going to pull those sides together again and put that nice crease in. So now, if we open it up, we've actually now got a bag that's got that nice inverted gusset at the side, which is what makes it wider when we stand it up. Now we haven't quite finished. You can use it just like this if you want, and then seal the top if you're using it as a gift bag. Or if you want to make it into a bag that's got handles as a gift bag, it's just one more little bit we need to do. And for this, you're going to just need a couple of pieces. Let's just move the bag out of the way so we don't cut it. Just going to cut one rectangle there, and then just cut that in half, because these are going to be our reinforcers inside, so that when we punch the holes and put the string through, it's a little bit stronger in here. So we're just going to glue on one side of that, making sure it's nicely glued all over, and then opening our bag, we're just going to pop it inside there and smooth it down. Then turn the bag over. We're going to do the same in the other side. So we've just reinforced that section where the strings are going to go at the top of the bag. Let's just make sure they're nicely smoothed down. Now, really easy. We're going to punch the holes in it. So we just need a hole punch for this. And we're going to put both pieces, both sides in at the same time. Like that. Line it up so it's central. And then we've got our holes punched nice and evenly apart and in from the ends there. You can use any string here you like. You could use ordinary parcel string. You could use decorative curling ribbon. I'm going to use some baker twine here, which is a bit like string, but it's a little bit prettier. As you can see, this is gold and white twisted together. And I'm just going to cut a length of that and then fold it in half so that I get my strings the same length. And then cut the loop again at the end. So I've now got enough for my two handles, and it's not going to be a wonky bag because the handles are now the same length. Thread it through a hole and then through, just twist the end up there, through the other hole. And then you just wanted to secure it. You can either tie an individual knot on each piece, or actually I think to make it doubly secure, I just joined the two ends together with a little reef knot, which is your left over right and through, and then right over left and through. And I'm sure for many of you that's bringing back memories of being a Boy Scout or a Girl Guide and learning your knots. Let's just tie this one off and pop it through there. And if you want to, you can then really pull it tight, make sure it's tight. This one's just started unraveling a little bit, so I'm just going to trim off those ends. That's it. And of course, when you pull it down, the knot doesn't show. And then do the same to the other side. As I say, if you want to do individual knots, you can. They need to be quite chunky so they don't come back through those holes. Or you could even thread a little bead on the end of each one to make sure it doesn't come back through the hole as well. So let's just do that one. There, nice and tight. And there we've got our finished gift bag with string handles. Let's just move these out of the